Skating? More like gating. Sk8 The Infinity. A pretty short, but a pretty powerful show. Best way I can sell you on it? Imagine Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, but on wheels. The main antagonist of this story is voiced by Kono Dioda. But what is the plot of Sk8 The Infinity? Pretty much. In the lovely town of Okinawa, there is some hardcore skaters who during the nighttime hold these competitions called S's, where they can challenge each other to competitions which are beefs, and our main story revolves around the young but pretty talented skater, Reki, who's got some talent but still pales in comparison to some of the veterans of the skating scene. One day, a transfer student from Canada named Langa transfers to his school and catches the attention of Reki, who ends up applying for a job at the skate shop that he also works at. Through a bunch of complications, Langa gets involved in one of the S races and ends up winning, because though Langa has no experience with skateboarding, he is a pretty talented snowboarder and uses that experience to grow in his ability to skateboard, leading to escalations and escalations over the course of 12 episodes where Langa ends up becoming one of the best skateboarders in all of Japan. But the real heart and soul comes from the relationship between Reki and Langa. Now Reki at first is having fun teaching Langa how to skate, teaching him new techniques, helping build his board, and it's a friendship that goes from a mentor-student relationship to more of a rivalry in a way, whereas Langa gets better and better and ends up leaving Reki in the dust. And that's really where the surprising heart and story comes from this anime, is the characters. Despite it ultimately being a show where it's like, yeah, let's skate. Langa, Reki, a lot of the other skaters as well, especially characters like Mia, Cherry Blossom, Joe, and of course the main antagonist, Adam. As I said before, voiced by the very talented Takehito Koyasu, who I've said in many videos as just Kono Dioda. And pretty much that's the story. We gotta take down Adam, put him in his place, as he's pretty much the god of skating. Another thing that's really interesting about this show is that it starts out as an anime original, but from the looks of things, the anime and the manga came out around the same time, which makes me even more surprised that it's this good. And though I know that a second season has been announced for it, and I think it's either coming out later this year or the next, honestly, where this first season of it ends, I don't see a reason for there to really be more. And that's where I guess I'll start talking about spoilers, specifically the ending of this first season. So, spoiler warning. Ultimately, it ends with Langa and Adam having their final duel, I guess. Their final skate-off, where Langa ultimately beats Adam. Though, obviously, over the course of the show, it makes sense that it ends that way. But there was a part of me by the end where I was like, I kind of would have preferred it maybe if Reki did beat Adam and then the final skate off was between Reki and Langa. But it made sense that it ended the way it did between Langa and Adam, because it's like that's a rivalry that needed to be squashed. But I feel like something that still needs to be squashed in this is the rivalry between Reki and Langa. It's not so much a rivalry, it's just, you know, they have their beef, it gets settled. I mean, beef mainly from Reki being jealous of Langa, just how quickly he improves and becomes the better skater. But I think going into season 2, that's something they can delve more into, is them actually having like a proper skate off between the two of them. And that does make me wonder going into season 2, like what else can they do? They beat Adam, unless they introduce some new skater. I mean, hey, if there's more, there's more. Of course, this show was animated beautifully by Studio Bones, one of my personal favorite animation studios. And it's one of those ones where it's like, you know what? I would love to be a skater. A little late in life to probably start that hobby, but I'm not gonna actively pursue it, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I kind of wish I took up skating as a kid. That would have been fun. Of course, I never would want to be at the level of these guys, but there's a lot of imagery and stuff that's used in this where it's just like this feeling of like flying. I mean, there literally is a point where Reki like is in like the stratosphere when he like goes off a ramp. It's anime skating, you know, obviously they're gonna go crazy with it. Now, I did watch the show in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, this does have a pretty funny dub. I mean, I did know one thing going into the show is that there's a funny dub clip of Adam where you've probably seen this before.
Bitches and bros and non-binary hoes.
That's all I knew going into it, was that one clip. That scene is like in the last, I think the second to last episode. In that, like, I switched to the dub and I'm just like, that's funny. Bitches and bros and non-binary hoes. So overall, what would I give in terms of a score for Sk8 The Infinity? You know, I think there's only one fitting score to give it, and that is a easy 8 out of 10. I know that might seem kind of low, but you know, it was quick. Easy, done. A lot of like the in-between drama stuff I honestly didn't really care that much for, because you know, I was here for the skating. I already liked the characters enough. Honestly, a funny thing going into season 2 would be Langa teaching Reki how to snowboard. Like, I think that'd be funny to see. And overall, I really do recommend Sk8 The Infinity. Again, it's only 12 episodes, even though there is a second season on the horizon. Really fun, really quick, could binge it in a night. That's what I did. And yeah, it makes me want to get out there and skate. But not really. But either way, this is my quick review for Sk8 The Infinity. Let me know what you think about this show down in the comments below if you've watched it. And join me for many other videos of the sort, be they future anime reviews, reactions, gameplay, and anything else that'll be coming out soon. So thank you all for joining me on this. I'm Lancer. Thanks for watching.